Very good morning, dear students. Today we will see yet another hemorrhagic disorder or a hematological disorder, that is idiopathic thrombocytic purpura. So, by the name itself, you can recognize that idiopathic thrombocytopenic purpura is a blood disorder, okay, in which you can see the term thrombocytopenia. So, it is characterized by an abnormal decrease in the number of platelets in the blood. So, the platelets, they are reduced. So, you know that the main function of platelets is to form the blood clot. So, when platelets are reduced, blood clot or the plugs will not be formed, and it can result in easy bruising, that is bleeding gums, and internal bleeding. Okay, so idiopathic means the cause is unknown. Okay, thrombocytopenia means a decreased number of platelets in the blood, and purpura, it refers to the purple discoloring of the skin. Suppose you whenever your any area of your body is injured, uh, the blood will be formed under the skin that will give it a purple look. So purpura is purple discoloring of the skin, just as it happens in bruises. So there are two forms of ITP. One is acute and the other is chronic. Okay. And this acute is most commonly seen in young children who are 2 to 6 years of age. And usually this ITP is it is caused after any viral infection like chicken pox. Okay, so usually ITP is caused after an attack with any viral infection. कोई भी viral infection के बाद ही ये ITP cause होता है. Okay, so this acute ITP usually has a very sudden onset, and एकदम it will be suddenly the symptoms will come, and the symptoms will usually disappear in less than 6 months. Okay, or within a few weeks जो symptoms है वो disappear हो जाएगा, and the disorder usually does not reoccur. Okay, ये एक बार आने के बाद it does not reoccur. So this acute ITP is the most common form of the disorder. Next is chronic thrombocytopenic purpura, and it can happen at any age, and the symptoms, it will last for a minimum of 6 months or it can take several years. Okay, and this form of chronic thrombocytopenic purpura, it is normally found in adults than children, but it can affect adolescents also. Okay, so chronic ITP can reoccur and it requires continuous follow-up care with a blood specialist. So, if you see the incidence of idiopathic autoimmune thrombocytopenic purpura, okay, or we call it as immune thrombocytic purpura also, because it is related to your immune system. The most common cause of acute onset of thrombocytopenia in a child is estimated, that is out of 2000 children, one children can have this ITP. Okay, and the cause, as I've already told you, it can be a recent history of viral illness in 50 to 65% of cases of childhood ITP. 1 to 4 weeks after exposure to a common viral infection. Okay, so this will occur 1 to 4 weeks after the child is exposed to a common viral infection. और जो peak है, that is 1 to 4 year. And this usually occur often in late winter and spring season, क्योंकि इसी season में viral respiratory illness ज़्यादा रहता. और acute ITP जो है, it is usually seen after 1 to 4 weeks after an attack of viral infection. So let us see the pathophysiology. Okay, so you can see that an auto-antibody directed against the platelet surface develops with resultant sudden onset of thrombocytopenia. So let me explain you in a very simple way. Often, as I have already told you, कि ये इसका main cause क्या है? The child may have had a virus or a viral infection about 3 weeks before developing this idiopathic thrombocytic purpura. Okay, now whenever there is any antigen, okay, any viral infection, any bacterial infection, you all know our immune system will play a very important role, and it is believed that the body, it will make antibodies. Okay, antibodies बनाएगा, वो normal है. लेकिन ITP में क्या होता है, when making antibodies against a virus, accidentally क्या होगा, they also make some antibodies and this antibodies will stick to the platelet cells. Okay, ये जो एंटीबॉडी है वो प्लेटलेट सेल्स के साथ जाके बाइंड हो जाएगा. ओके, एंड अब normally antibody does not bind to any cells. Okay, so the तो body platelet cells के साथ accidentally जो antibodies बन रहा है वो जाके bind हो जाएगा platelet के साथ. तो हमारा body क्या करेगा, the body recognizes these platelet bounded antibodies as something very foreign, है ना, foreign है, मतलब it is recognized as foreign cells, and what will happen, it gets destroyed. How? जो हमारा spleen में जो FC receptor cells है वो मैक्रोफेजेस में रहता है. मैक्रोफेजेस में FC receptor cells रहता है. ये FC receptors on spleen of में मैक्रोफेजेस क्या करेगा, ये जो एंटीबॉडी से जो प्लेटलेट लगा हुआ है वो सोचेगा ये कुछ फॉरेन बॉडी है, और वो FC रिसेप्टर क्या करेगा, ये जो मैक्रोफेजेस क्या करेगा, वो उसको डिस्ट्रॉय कर देगा. Okay, so what is happening, the platelets are being destroyed. Okay, that is why this ITP is also referred to as immune thrombocytopenic purpura. So I think it is clear to you. Again, let me explain you. Whenever there is any viral infection, antibodies will be formed. So what happens, accidentally this antibody will get binded to the platelet, or it will get stick to the platelet cells. Okay, तो हमारा बॉडी क्या करेगा, उस जो एंटीबॉडी जो प्लेटलेट सेल्स के साथ जो स्टिक हो गया, उस प्लेटलेट्स को वो सोचेगा इट इज समथिंग वेरी फॉरेन. तो क्या करेगा, ये जो हमारे स्प्लीन में जो मैक्रोफेजेस है वो उसमें FC रिसेप्टर्स रहता है. वो FC रिसेप्टर्स क्या करेगा, वो जो सेल्स है प्लेटलेट सेल्स है उसको डिस्ट्रॉय कर देगा. तो हमारे बॉडी में प्लेटलेट सेल्स डिस्ट्रॉय होता रहेगा. ओके, and you know that the bone marrow is, in my previous classes also I have told you that bone marrow is the soft spongy center of the long bones, and it is responsible for making blood cells including platelets. So the platelet, जब आपका platelets destroy हो रहा है तो what will happen, the bone marrow responds to this, and the bone marrow starts producing many more platelets to send out to the body. So at this time, when a physician will check out the bone marrow aspiration, we can find many young platelets that have been produced in the bone marrow. But when we study the blood, okay, when we see the blood test results, circulating platelets will be low. Okay, so the body is producing the cells, normally the body is producing the cells, but at the same time what is happening, the body is also destroying them. Okay, so that is why the platelets, the number is very low. Okay, so you can see here an autoantibody directed against the platelet surface develops. Okay, and after binding of the antibody to the platelet, this circulating antibody coated platelets, they are recognized by the FC receptors and they are ingested and destroyed. Okay, you can see this picture, this is normal. Blood vessel is there, we have normal RBCs, we have platelets, but when these platelets are destroyed in ITP, you can see the number of platelets is also reduced. Okay, so the most common viruses that has been associated with ITP is Epstein-Barr virus. Okay, and in some patients it also arises in those children who are infected with Helicobacter pylori, or because of other viral infections like measles, mumps, rubella vaccine. Okay, now the clinical manifestations. So once you understand the pathophysiology, you will understand that this is because of reduced platelet count. And what is the role of platelet in our body? it forms the blood clots. So what will be the classic presentation of ITP? In a healthy 1 to 4-year-old child who has sudden onset will be generalized petechiae, that is tiny red spots, and purpura that I have already told you. In further slides you can see pictures also. So the child will have generalized petechiae and purpura. There will be bleeding from the gums and other mucous membrane, and the platelet count will be less than 1 lakhs. Normal platelet count you know is 1.5 to 4.5 lakhs per cubic mm. So the platelet count will be less than 1 lakh. Okay. So these are the sign and symptoms. Normal platelet count, you know, is in the range of 1,50,000 to 4,50,000. And in a child with ITP, the platelet count is less than 1 lakh. By the time significant bleeding occurs, the child may have, now if suppose the bleeding occurs, the platelet count will become very less, that is less than 10,000. Okay. So जितना platelet कम होगा उतना ज़्यादा risk रहेगा bleeding का. Because platelets help stop bleeding, the symptoms of ITP are also related to bleeding. Okay. Purpura. What is this purpura? It is a purple color of the skin after blood has leaked under it. है ना, जैसे आप लोग को भी कहीं चोट लगता है तो आप देखना वहां पे एक पर्पलिश कलर हो जाता है. ठीक है. Then a bruise is a blood under the skin. So children with ITP may have large bruises from no non-trauma. Trauma nahi hai, still the child may have large bruises and they can appear at the joints of elbows and knees just from movement. Even from the slight movement, what will happen? There will be bruises. Okay. Petechiae, tiny red dots under the skin. That is because of very small bleeds. Nose bleeding will be there. Epistaxis. Bleeding in the mouth and or in and around the gums. Blood in the vomit when you are vomiting. Hemoptysis, urine or stool, that is melena. Bleeding in the head, this is the most dangerous symptoms. Any head trauma that occurs, even a slightest head trauma, because there are no enough platelets to stop the bleeding, it can be life threatening. So you can see here, this is a purpura. Okay, it is purplish under the skin. Okay, and see, this is bruises. See, there is bleeding and how it has been formed under the skin, and this is the petechiae. Depending on the basis, you can classify the idiopathic thrombocytic purpura as class 1 no symptoms, class 2 mild symptoms. तो mild symptoms में क्या मिलेगा आपको? Bruising and petechiae, minor epistaxis, and very little interference will be there with daily life. बच्चा अपना daily activities कर सकता है. Moderate में क्या रहेगा? More severe skin and mucosal lesions will be there, and once the child will have bleeding from the nose, that is epistaxis, or the girl child is having bleeding, it will be too much. Okay, bleeding will be because no clot is formed, so bleeding will not stop. Severe bleeding episodes, menorrhagia, epistaxis, melena, that is blood in the stool, it requires immediate transfusion or hospitalizations. And in severe cases, the symptoms will even interfere with the quality of life. So these are the sign and symptoms in short. Bleeding from the nostrils and gums, prolonged bleeding from cuts and injuries, superficial bleeding, blood in stools and urine, excessive bleeding during surgeries, promotion of the bruises. Now, how you are going to do the diagnosis? You have to do a complete blood count. In blood count, you will see the size, number, and maturity of different blood cells in a specific volume of blood, especially the platelets we have to measure. In this, we do as you know, the normal value of platelets, and the platelets will be less than 1 lakh. Okay, additional blood and urine test we have to do to detect any possible infections. Then a bone marrow, careful review of the child's medications, because some medications can also cause bleeding. A bone marrow aspiration may be performed to look at the child's production of platelets and to rule out any abnormal cells your child's bone marrow could be producing, that is causing the lower platelet counts. So the diagnosis of ITP is a process of exclusion because lowering of platelets there can be many causes. Okay, so first we have to see that there is no other blood abnormalities other than a low blood plate count and no other physical signs other than bleeding. Okay, because in ITP we will only see the symptom is only related with bleeding. Then you have to see the secondary causes. Secondary causes in which the platelet is reduced is leukemia. Some medications like quinine and heparin also reduces platelets. Lupus erythematosus, cirrhosis, HIV, hepatitis, congenital causes like antiphospholipid syndrome, von Willebrand factor. Von Willebrand factor is a hereditary bleeding disorder in which there is deficiency of a protein that causes blood disorder. Despite the destruction of platelets by splenic macrophages, okay, despite the destruction of platelets by the macrophages, the spleen will is not enlarged, it will be normal. Okay, क्योंकि spleen के जो macrophages है वो ही destroy कर रहा है platelets को. So you have to see, if suppose there is enlarged spleen, you have to search for other possible causes of the thrombocytopenia. And the bleeding time is also usually prolonged in ITP. A normal bleeding time does not exclude a platelet disorder. Okay. Treatment. Not all the children with ITP require treatment. Many children will recover in about 2 to 4 days. Usually we give steroids. The steroids, it will prevent bleeding by decreasing the platelet destruction. ठीक है, platelet destruction को ये कम कर देगा steroids. Steroids, if effective, will result in an increase in, फिर आप 2 to 3 weeks के बाद blood study करोगे तो platelet count भी improve हो जाएगा, क्योंकि steroids क्या करता है, it will suppress the destruction of the platelets. Okay, so initially we start with corticosteroids, and in urgent situations we even give IV infusions of dexamethasone or methylprednisolone, while oral prednisone or prednisolone is can be effective in less severe cases. Okay, splenectomy, because हमने पैथोफिजियोलॉजी में पढ़ा कि स्प्लीन में जो मैक्रोफेजेस है वो डिस्ट्रॉय करता है प्लेटलेट्स को. ठीक है, अगर सपोज बहुत सिवियर है तो हमको स्प्लीनेक्टोमी करना पड़ेगा, एज प्लेटलेट्स which have been bound by antibodies, they are taken up by macrophages in the spleen, and this is risky in ITP because due to the increased possibility of significant bleeding during surgery. Okay, platelet transfusion alone is normally not recommended, because what will happen, emergency में हम लोग platelet transfusion कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, लेकिन हम लोग platelet दे रहे हैं, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ में क्या हो रहा है, जो डोनर का प्लेटलेट है, पेशेंट का तो डिस्ट्रॉय हो ही रहा है, लेकिन आप जो डोनर का प्लेटलेट्स दे रहे हो वो भी साथ में डिस्ट्रॉय हो जाएगा. तो प्लेटलेट ट्रांसफ्यूजन से इसका कोई सोल्यूशन नहीं होता. तो प्लेटलेट ट्रांसफ्यूजन इन ITP is usually contraindicated unless life threatening bleeding is present. Okay, so बहुत ही life threatening है तो हम लोग प्लेटलेट ट्रांसफ्यूजन करेंगे, otherwise we do not give because the transfused platelets are also destroyed. So this is the initial approach to the management of ITP. As I've already told you, mild or simple non-severe symptoms में no therapy is required, and this approach is less costly and side effects are minimal. Then second is intravenous immunoglobulin. Okay, we will give this immunoglobulin G. Okay, immunoglobulin, IV immunoglobulin we will give. Immunoglobulin is given at a dose of 0.8 to 1 gram per kg per day for 1 to 2 days, because when we give this, there will be a sudden rise in platelet count, usually more than 2 lakhs in 95% of patients within 48 hours. Okay, now what is this role of this intravenous immunoglobulin? वो क्या करेगा, जो FC mediated phagocytosis है ना, FC receptor cells है, मैंने आपको पैथोफिजियोलॉजी में बताया, जो FC रिसेप्टर्स रहता है जो स्प्लीन में है ना, मैक्रोफेजेस में, वो क्या करता है, प्लेटलेट्स को डिस्ट्रॉय करता है. तो ये इम्यूनोग्लोबुलिन जो रहेगा वो क्या करेगा, इसको ये जो फैगोसाइटोसिस के प्रोसेस को कम कर देगा, ओके, या लेस कर देगा। तो फैगोसाइटोसिस नहीं होगा तो क्या होगा, प्लेटलेट्स भी डिस्ट्रॉय नहीं होगा। Okay, now this intravenous immunoglobulin therapy is expensive, it is time consuming, and after infusion, one of the side effect is high frequency of headaches and vomiting, and it is suggestive of even the child will have immunoglobulin induced aseptic meningitis. Next is intravenous anti-D therapy. Okay, and this anti-D therapy हम लोग सिर्फ RH positive patients को ही देते हैं, not negative patients we give to those patients who are positive. So ये anti-D जो इसको हम लोग injection roll-in भी बोलते हैं, at a dose of 50 to 75 microgram per kg. It also increases the platelet count for more than 2 lakhs in 80 to 90% of patients within 48 to 72 hours. Okay, so ये anti-D antibody, this is an anti-D antibody therapy. Okay, anti-D क्या, it is an anti-D antibody. It is a new therapy. When you infuse this anti-D antibody, it causes a hemolytic anemia. Okay, जो RBCs है वो hemolysis हो जाएगा, तो उससे क्या होगा, along with the clearance of antibody coated RBC, what will happen, there is prolonged survival of platelets, because ये एंटी-डी का भी काम क्या है, वो एफसी रिसेप्टर्स जो रहता है ना, एफसी रिसेप्टर्स जो फैगोसाइटोसिस करता है उसको क्या करेगा, वो ब्लॉक कर देगा। ठीक है, तो एंटी-डी थेरेपी का भी काम क्या है, एफसी जो मैक्रोफेजेस है उसके काम को वो ब्लॉक कर देगा। ठीक है, तो प्लेटलेट्स डिस्ट्रॉय होगा नहीं। नेक्स्ट इज प्रेडनिसोलोन prednisone. So doses of prednisone of 1 to 4 mg per kg per 24 hour, and this is usually continued for 2 to 3 weeks or until a rise in platelet count of more than 2 lakhs per cubic mm has been achieved. Okay, then you have to taper the dose. उसके बाद धीरे धीरे आप डोज को कम करोगे। इसका साइड इफेक्ट्स क्या है, ग्रोथ फेलियर, डायबिटीज मेलाइटिस एंड ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस। इंट्राक्रेनल हेमोरेज, सो अगर इंट्राक्रेनियल हेमोरेज है तो आपको क्योंकि दिस इज एन इमरजेंसी सिचुएशन, सो यू हैव टू गिव प्लेटलेट ट्रांसफ्यूजन, you have to give immunoglobulin, high dose of corticosteroids, that is IV, and prompt consultation by neurosurgery and surgery. And this I have already explained you the role of splenectomy. It should be reserved for 1 or 2 circumstances. Agar first is whenever the things are not controlled by medications. Okay, so the older child who is more than 4 years with severe ITP, and the child is having this ITP for more than 1 year, chronic ITP है, तब splenectomy करना है। Then whose symptoms are not easily controlled with therapy, life threatening hemorrhage है ना, जैसे intracranial hemorrhage है, then you have to start with do splenectomy, and platelet count cannot be corrected rapidly with transfusion of platelets and administration of immunoglobulin and corticosteroids, then you have to go for splenectomy. Now this is the nursing management. So as you have to do assessment, so first you have to take the history of bleeding. Okay, that you have to take. Then any drugs you are taking, because drug induced immune thrombocytopenia can also occur, so you have to take the history of bleeding. Physical examination you have to see, address the risk factors for increased bleeding like GI disease, CNS disease, urologic disease. Okay, so that you can identify the management. So based on the assessment, these are some of the nursing diagnoses. Risk for bleeding, that is because of less platelet count. Risk for injury, again because of abnormal blood profile. Risk for ineffective protection, that is related to altered kinesthetic perception and protection, because ineffective protection, because if the child is not protected, bleeding can occur. Risk for infection because of the suppression of the immune system by steroids. We are giving steroids, so immune systems are suppressed. So our main nursing intervention is prevent bleeding. Okay, so you have to review all the lab reports, platelet count, prothrombin time, all the other blood profile you have to check. Okay, that is related to your blood clotting, and you have to educate the at-risk patient and caregivers about the precautionary measures to prevent tissue trauma or disruption of the normal blood clotting mechanisms. Okay, so हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, चिल्ड्रेन विथ आईटीपी शुड नॉट पार्टिसिपेट इन एनी कॉन्टैक्ट स्पोर्ट्स. कॉन्टैक्ट स्पोर्ट्स मतलब जैसे बाइक राइडिंग करना, स्केटिंग करना, क्रिकेट खेलना, दौड़ना, क्लाइंब करना, उसको डिस्करेज करना क्योंकि उसमें चोट जल्दी लग सकता है. Parents are encouraged to engage their children in quiet activities and to prevent any injuries, which will help in prevention of bleeding. Okay, or like the child, the parents can help the child to use headgear or crib or some protective padding. Okay, to prevent the bleeding. Okay, prevent injury. Thoroughly confirm patient to surroundings. Okay, put call light within reach and teach how to call for assistance. Respond to call immediately. Avoid using restraints. Obtain a physician's order if restraints are needed, and eliminate or drop all possible hazards in the room such as razors, medications and matches. Okay, साथ में अगर जैसे बच्चा खेल भी रहा है तो जैसे नी पैड लगा लो जॉइंट्स में ताकि कहीं पे भी चोट लगेगा तो it can be protected. Prevent infection. Wash hands and teach patients and others to wash hands before contact with patients. Between procedures with the patient, encourage fluid intake 2000 to 3000 ml of water per day unless contraindicated. And you have to, gum bleeding is there, so you have to recommend the use of soft bristled toothbrushes, stool softeners to protect mucous membranes. And if infection occurs, teach the patients to take antibiotics as prescribed and to take the full course of antibiotics. So this is all about idiopathic thrombocytic purpura.